You found the Sharks Broadcast podcast. Subscribe, and if you like what you hear, give us a 5-star rating. To Heidi Klum from 2005 to 2014. Oh, they had a good run, though, for celebrities.
Yeah, for Hollywood, that's like, I don't know, 30 years.
Yeah. It's 6:30. It's a Shark Morning Show with Sarah and A-Train. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, what a weekend, and so much happening this weekend. I know
goodness.
The air show is going on, and you've got, I know the Seafood Festival is going on. Mm-hmm. It just seems like, the perfect weekend weather-wise, and there's so much to do.
Oh, the weather is going to be perfect. Yeah. We've got all the ideas for you. And don't miss Street Eats and Beats, by the way. That's happening as well. And if you don't know what Street Eats and Beats is,
that's our jam.
That is our jam.
Yep.
That's where we're going to be. It's at Thompson's Point in Portland, and it's going to be food trucks galore. I'm telling you, it is going to be live music. What an incredible event this is.
My goal at some point is to have General Tso's chicken infused into like a burrito. I want to do kind of my own melding of great flavors. That's my goal.
You could do that.
Yeah.
You could.
Usually whenever, because, we're going to be there. It'll be a lot of fun up at Street Eats and Beats. But usually what happens is after about 10 minutes of me, showing the skill set that I have, the people that are in charge go, you know what? You're going to be my floater. You're going to be my roamer. You're going to, so if you just be like around here, and when we need you to do something, we'll get, then they go, and then a little time goes by. I try to eat some General Tso's chicken, and then I go home.
And then you go home. Well, we're going up together, up to Thompson's Point, and there's going to be 2 bands there. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And it's an 80s cover band, and it's all women.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and Hello Newman is also going to be there.
Maybe I'll be a Girls Just Want to Have Fun roadie, so I can help them, with any problems that they may have, or I can stand there and look like I'm security.
Listen, I'm going to get you a gig as long as you promise not to leave me. I'm going to get you a gig with Girls Just Want to Have Fun, so you can be their background dancer.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, seriously, Trey, and picture it. Like you got a whole girl band in front of you, and then you're going to be the background, just dancer. You reverse it. You know how they had the male band in the front, and then they had the chick in the back, right?
Yeah, okay.
Reverse it.
Yeah. I think after 5 minutes of that, Girls Just Want to Have Fun and say, you know what? You're going to be our roamer.
Queen, 6:40. It's a Shark Morning Show with Sarah and A-Train. Happy Friday.
Hey. Your gold jacket, Sarah.
I was just going to say, would you hand me my gold jacket, please?
Here we go.
Okay. Sarah, the realtor in the house. So we mentioned a little while ago, the legendary Godfather mansion in Beverly Hills is up for sale. Yep, you can actually buy the place that had a horse's head in the bed if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's Woltz Pictures. That's WOLZ Pictures. Yeah, that's that guy was a power broker.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, they're looking for a final offer you can't refuse. It's my best impression of The Godfather. But anyway, more locally, there's a brand new property that just came on the market, and I like all the other property around here. I want this one too. Only $2.8 million.
Okay.
And we could walk to work, Train.
Oh, nice. All right. So it's very close here. It's the Dover Point, I got to think.
No, it's on Cullen Bay, which is the same, right?
Yeah.
It's right down the road.
All right.
This place has 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. Now, you wouldn't think, that's a whole heck of a lot. But the property itself, the house itself, is almost 4,400 square feet, and it's on 5.7 acres.
Okay.
That is just woof.
Wow, that's awesome. 6 acres right there on the water.
Yes.
Hello, Cullen Bay.
Yes.
There we go.
Yep. It's got a dock, and it's, of course, the bay goes to the Atlantic Ocean, and this place is it's stunning. It really is. You should see the fixtures in it. I wonder if you can keep the furniture that they have in there. They don't have a lot because the place looks like it's vacant, but they have a kitchen set that's just gorgeous.
Okay.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. You got to take a look at it.
Nice.
I'll put the pictures right there on the Shark app.
Yeah, we'll have to make them an offer about $1.5 million cash.
See if
for that.
they'll take it.
2.8, so they'll probably do $1.5 million cash.
They have a bathroom that is entirely made of marble. Like even the shelving. Like sometimes you just have a marble sink or whatever. No, they've got the shells, the walls, everything is made of marble.
Wow. All right. Is it okay, so does it look like granite or does it look like
marble?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be granite. What do I know about rich people houses?
No, yeah, I know. I don't know how to call different shades of marble, like, between the darker and the lighter. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, interesting.
I don't know either. But yeah, they've
beautiful.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
All right.
Pictures are right there on the Shark app. So check it out. We've got Wham coming up next on the Shark. It's the Shark Morning Show with Sarah and A-Train. 6:56. Tomorrow is the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. We all remember where we were. You and I were together at the time. And my husband, David, was watching the Patriots game last night. No, sorry. Well, you see Tom Brady on the television.
I know. Tom Brady.
It's hard to,
you just
remember.
Think Patriots, I know it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were watching the Bucs game last night, and he said September 11th, right after that, is when Tom Brady made his debut as a Patriot.
Yeah. So, of course, September 11th happened, and then the weekend, the NFL canceled all the games. The weekend after that was they played the Jets. And, of course, I remember Bledsoe going down, and then that's when Brady got in the game, and they lost the game, but it's just amazing, to think of how long Brady's been playing.
Yeah.
To go back to that, to have him be part of the history, and everybody that he's playing with was just like a kid. When that happened.
I know. But regarding September 11th on Netflix, they have a documentary series that's running right now, and I watched a couple of the episodes. And I have to tell you, it's very, very hard to watch. Mm-hmm. It's really difficult to watch, but man, is it good. It really, really is. There's interviews with all the first responders that were in New York, the people in Washington, just an incredible documentary series.
Yep. Facebook.com/Shark Morning Show. Now we're just asking you where you were and your memories that you have. I mean, I know everybody that I talk to, your memory just comes in crystal clear focus, and people remembering very, very specific details about that day. So feel free to share those memories right there at Facebook.com, of course, on the Shark app.
I think, who was it that we were talking to yesterday? I think it was Huey when he came in to the to do You Pick 'em. He said he was listening to someone, and I don't remember who it was, but the quote was, "I wish that there was another September 12th when the country was united and there was no fighting amongst the left and the right and this one and that one." And, because I remember that too. That was just incredible. We were all like behind the president at the time. I remember that so clearly. What a time that was.
Yeah, the sense of patriotism was unbelievable.
It really was.
After work, I'd always walk, do a 2-mile walk, and that next day, there was just American flags everywhere on September 12th.
Yeah. Steve Miller, and we've got the headlines coming up on the Shark.
Shake your tree. Here's what's trending on SeacoastCurrent.com.
Here's what's happening for your Friday. Friday. The Friday edition of the Brain Strain with Sarah and A-Train.
Yeah, I got those passes to the Granite State Fair right there at the Rochester Fairgrounds coming up September 16th through the 19th and the 23rd through the 26th. Demolition Derbies.
Yeah.
Got Recycle Percussion will be there rocking out on the 17th.
Telling you, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, so, Friday, it's date night, right? How about some first date brain strain action, or the opposite of that, I guess. Almost 10% of men make this mistake on the first date. What is it? Almost 10% of men make this mistake on the first date. What are we talking about?
Is it talking on your cell phone throughout the entire date in a language that you can't understand?
Nope. No, it's I'm going to narrow it down quite a bit and say it's nothing to do with the cell phone, because you can scroll, you can text people. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that, but no, it's nothing text or nothing cell phone related.
Nothing like that, because that happened to me once.
Uh-oh.
That was awful. We were at Telly's in Epping.
Oh.
I'll never forget it.
Speaking another language?
Yep.
Oh.
On his phone, talking another language.
Okay.
I couldn't understand.
Yeah, it's a code. A little code language.
Yeah, through the entire time.
Huh.
Like, he was telling me how much family meant to him.
Okay.
And then he's like, "Oh, sorry, I got to get this." And then he talked through the entire. I get it.
Okay.
You made your point. Family is important to you, but
Yeah, you can't be talking to Marie Barone on the phone the whole time when you're on a date.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got Billy Ocean, Aerosmith on the way, and your guesses. 877-45-SHARK. That's 877-457-4275. What has about 10% of all New England men done on a date that's just a big no-no? Give it a shot. The 20th anniversary of September 11th. I cannot believe that it's been 20 years. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
No, it just flies right by.
Yeah. You can check out this article on the Shark app or shark1053.com. There were flags that were planted in Boston by volunteers to honor the 9/11 victims, and they were damaged. They were pulled up and they were just strewn all over the place. Who would do that?
I don't know.
Who would do that?
Disgusting.
It is. It's completely disgusting. We have to remember every year, 2,997 people who died on September 11th. We certainly remember the ones from New Hampshire. And that number, 2,997, and you were saying that there are people that are still not
accounted for. Yeah,
accounted for.
I was watching the news the other night, and they had that stat that there are still people that are technically unaccounted for. So
yeah.
And
that number, although it's high, very, very high, I thought when all was said and done, I thought the number was going to be much higher.
Oh, yes.
That.
Yeah. In the early days of that, it was around 6,000, that were like unaccounted for. What happened was there was a couple of different lists. There were two different lists. And once they sorted that out, it was, you said, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, again, we remembering back, this happens. Then when you find out that they hit the Pentagon, we were talking, to Huey about this yesterday, and then at that point it was
terrifying.
just felt like the entire country was under attack, and including ourselves.
Yeah,
so.
I remember we get the news live feed into the studio, and at that time, the news guy came in and said, "Well, that they hit the Pentagon, right?" And at that point, I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to call everybody that I knew and go home. But we stayed at the station. I called my son's school. We got him all set until I was able to leave the station. And one of the stories that came over to us said 11 people have died. And I remember thinking, oh boy, that's not even the start of it. That's not even the start of it. But just an incredible day. We all have our memories of that day.
Yep. Facebook.com/Shark Morning Show. We have some comments and memories. Barbara says, it was my first day back at work after being home with my little one. I was substitute teaching in middle school. Had no idea that this had happened. I called my husband when we had a break and he told me about it. First thought he was making it all up. I couldn't wrap my head around such a horrible thing happening in our country.
Oh, I know. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
When we first heard about the plane, we remember you and I were talking about this yesterday. It was a small plane, right?
That was the key word, was small.
Small. And then I thought what everybody thought, it's just a pilot who had an attack or if something happened with the pilot.
I honestly thought at the time that, because there's a couple of luxury golf courses around there, so I thought maybe somebody with a Learjet, hit the booze on the golf course or something and was like trying to get too close to the World Trade Center. That's the story that I initially thought. I had no idea what was about to happen when I heard that. Because it was a small plane. What do you think of a small plane? You don't think of what happened.
No. And they kept showing the video over and over and over again. And I'm thinking, that's a big, small plane.
Yeah.
And then later, of course, we found out how big it really was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've got a lot of people, just remembering how, they were sent home from work and from school that day. Justin comes to us from Billings, Montana. He said it was my senior year of high school in Billings, Montana. Hugh, yesterday, he was in 8th grade. You think back, because your memory is so sharp. He remembers saying, I don't know, what's the World Trade Center? What does that mean? Where is that? He didn't even know it was like in New York. He didn't know what that was. That's how you kind of learn things back then.
Yeah. What an awful day. Ugh. But as Huey said yesterday, let's all hope in America for the way that we felt after those attacks. Mm-hmm. I mean, wouldn't that be great if we all felt like that today? Eric Carmen, Brian Adams on the way next on the Shark. Hey there.
SeacoastCurrent.com.
Well, in Newburyport, Mass, they take steps to stem the erosion on Plum Island. The Governor's Inn is going to host the Rochester Arts Awards on September 27th. And you gotta meet the newest member of the Rochester Police Department. Oh, he's the cutest one. Download the Seacoast Current app for details on those stories and more. Be current, stay current at seacoastcurrent.com. Shark sports and weather coming up next. Hey there, it's Sarah.
The heart of the entertainment world.
Train track celebrities.
All right, we've got one heck of a interview. It's one way to say it. It wasn't necessarily a great interview. It's actually a pretty bad interview. Jennifer Aniston interviewed, I believe, by the BBC. This is some British company that had an interview about her show, The Morning Show.
It looks like our equivalent of the Today Show or Good Morning America.
Yes, and I was worried about her health, actually. This interview was so bad on poor Jen. I was worried about, was she on something? What's going on here?
Well, Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon have a new series called The Newsroom. And I can't wait to see it, actually. It looks, I have not seen the season. I guess there's a season 1, and they were talking about season 2. Mm-hmm. And so to prep for this, she actually visited a morning show. And this is Jennifer Aniston talking about it.
You know, it's a very vampire state of life, mind that you guys live in. It's, everybody comes alive in the middle of the night, and it's this slow moving train. And I got there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was kind of, the hallways are sort of quiet. And, people are just slowly waking up. And then all of a sudden the wheels the train starts moving, and it gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And then somehow you don't know how on earth the show is going to be put on live at 7 o'clock, as though nothing, not even a bead of sweat has taken place. It's utter chaos until they say,
Reese, I'm
3,
going
2, 1.
to be honest with you. Jennifer's pretty much sold it to me that she's not a morning person. So I'm going to ask you, are you a morning person?
Did I sell that to you?
A little bit.
I was worried. I mean, that's what she sounds like when the show's actually, on the air. Could you imagine a couple hours before that when she's getting prepped to do a show at that time? Wow.
My goodness me.
Poor thing. I heard that. I said, is she okay? Is she all right? I thought when I first saw that it would be like, if people had questions if she was drunk, but no, she was just, not a morning person.
Not a morning person at all. Oh my goodness.
Also, if you've got tickets to see Genesis coming up on December 16th at the TD Garden down there in Boston, Phil Collins says, hey, you're not going to see me drumming. He kind of tried to grip some sticks and it's just not working. So he's going to do, he's going to primarily do vocal
just
work
vocals?
Because it just sounds like his arms aren't up to it. That breaking today that it's pretty much going to be vocal. He'll be fronting the band, which is fine. But
I mean, at least they're not canceling.
No,
they're not saying sorry, can't do it.
Exactly. The Last Domino is the name of that tour, and again, December 16th coming to Boston.
Cool. Hall & Oates and Who Are You coming up next on the Shark.
New fall feelings at sweeping the nation. Who are you?
Who are you?
Try to guess the famous celebrities in just 3 clues or less. Everybody put your hands together for your 2 hosts and your 2 players, Sarah and A-Train.
Wow. Yeah. The crowd goes wild for Who Are You, as well they should. Of course, I got my theme, Sarah, quarterbacks. Famous actors who played quarterbacks in movies. Kind of fun to look at who their coaches were. Yesterday we had Keanu Reeves, who's coach in the movie The Replacements was Gene Hackman. This guy, when he played a quarterback, his coach was Goldie Hawn. He was a high school kid at the time. He was supposed to be. But now he's a ripe old age of 60. He just turned 60 this summer.
Wow, what does that make Goldie Hawn?
I know.
Don't know.
Okay. He is very much a proponent of the use of cannabis.
Smokes the ganja.
Yeah.
Is it Woody Harrelson?
I thought I was going to fake you out, and I was going to say he is also from Texas, and I just thought you'd go Matthew McConaughey.
Oh,
I thought you'd pounce on the Matthew McConaughey, but you're very good. You're
it is. It is Woody Harrelson.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was Wildcats. He was the quarterback for the Wild. I know it. Isn't that something? Goldie Hawn is his coach.
Isn't that something? All right. Well, it's this guy's birthday today. That's my theme each and every day. One of the most beloved people, not only in the music world, but locally as well. This guy was born September 10th, 1950 in Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Yeah, super famous, known all over the world. We play him every day here on The Shark.
Okay.
He's been nothing but a guitar player for his entire life.
Is it Joe Perry?
Joe Perry!
Oh,
yeah!
Wow. I didn't remember that Joe Perry was a 102-1er. Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Born in Lawrence.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Happy birthday, Joe! We love you!
Some cool cats for our subjects today.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's true. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, too. Today's Who Are You brought to you by Lindsay Water Conditioning.
Yeah, check out lindsaywaterconditioning.com.
Show with Sarah and A-Train. What was your favorite part of today so far, Train?
Well, it's kind of somber, Sarah, but just I'm so happy that I can share my memories with you because we were in the same place at the same time with 9/11. It gives me comfort. I do not like looking back on that day.
No,
I was
me
in
either.
a horrible place for well over a year after that. It really, really freaked me out. And going back with someone who was there with me at that time, very comforting.
Yeah, well, I think I remember you and I hanging out in my office.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Train's here. It's all good. It's going to be all right.
Well, it's just you were kind of looking at the TV and the media was just scary at the time. You needed a break from time to time to just try to decompress from it all.
Yeah, the break didn't happen for me. I don't think until for weeks. Radio was like, what do we do? Because our job is to, make your life happier and to give you an escape. Well, there was no escaping this,
Yeah.
So I think I want to guess it was about 3 or 4 weeks before we kind of peered our head out and said, is it okay to make a joke? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it was about that. It was about a month, I would say.
There was, people were saying, is this the end of comedy? Is this the end of irony? It was that big a thing where it's just like, are you just being offensive, even trying to be lighthearted about anything. It was a really, really dark time.
Yeah, it was. Well, do you remember me telling you about that comedian that we had a blood drive because everybody was giving blood at the time, and we were at the blood drive, and we used to have a special guest on with this comedy place, and we had the comedian show up, and he made an off-color joke that live about the buildings in New York. And it was just, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't normally get upset. It takes a lot for me to get upset, but I was like, that was uncalled for. I pulled the microphone right away from him and I'm like, that's awful. That's just terrible what he just said.
Yep.
It was bad.
No, as broadcasters, we didn't know for a long time really what to do other than play music and just try to, comfort people the best we could,
Yeah. But anyway, I think that was my favorite part of today as well is, just remembering how helpful everybody was during that time. The Workday Kickoff is coming up next. We've got 3 hours of continuous classic hits, commercial free to kick off 40-minute music marathons all day here on The Shark. Belinda Carlisle kicks that off next.
Dell